we should be doing within it. I mentioned when I talked about love last week that if you cannot give 100%, it's not going to work. It's not real. And when that person was asking about a partner, 100% in any relationship is so hard. But if you're in love and it's real, it's so easy. Love, in my reality, in this world, is back and forth. It's two people. You can't love somebody without them loving you back, really. It's one way. It's a blocked energy. Love is a combination of back and forth energy that's flowing around in a circle through two things. When you have one, it's not true love. Then that's where I can love everything and everybody and everything. You can say you do. You go out every day, kiss the tree, kiss the ground, kiss a rock, kiss an ant, kiss a car, kiss everything that's moving, kiss everything. Do you tell every single thing that you love them every day and go out there and say it to that thing or whatever? You'd be there all day just trying to say that. But again, that's an imaginary idea. Love is so important if it's true love. If it's not, it's so useless. Because thinking you're in love and 100% in love and all that, look at what you do. Look at your relationship. What is happening? What's going on? We don't have a relationship. Why? Well, because people don't accept us. You know, when we let go that we have to find somebody to love, I should have said that to the other person as well. Then you'll find it. Because what we think we need, what we think we want, are not true. They're usually based out of programmed ideas. Everything I experienced in my life was different. My childhood, I feel and I know I was different than 99% of the people on this planet. How I thought, how I acted, what I did, what I actually did with my spare time. Even by the time I was 14, I started hypnosis when I was 12. I started doing it when I was 14. Group hypnosis and all that kind of stuff. Without going to a programmed school of what hypnosis is supposed to be, which is another lie. Just about everything is a lie. And they say, well, that's your truth. Well, tell me something that's true to God. That we all die. Our body dies. But Spirit came down to prove us that soul doesn't die.
I can't help it, honey. I'm just after your money.
That just went on the radio. They might believe it. That was my partner. If you heard it, you heard it. I'm not going to repeat it. So, where do we stand now with that? Let go of the idea of love. Oh, yep, it was heard. So, what is good? What is good to you? What is bad? There should be some kind of boundaries within yourself that exists within. Without that boundary, meaning, well, that's good or that's bad, means there's no boundaries, means you have no control of what you do. Thinking you're God, saying you're God, and believing you're God is the most dangerous thing to this world, to the universe. Because you don't care about something higher than yourself. And you being yourself is just a grain of sand on a great ocean, inside the ocean, on the beach, however you want to look at that. But that's all you are. You're nothing more than that. Well, if I'm a grain of sand on a sandy beach, or I'm a drop in the ocean, I'm the ocean. No, you're not. You're the drop in the ocean. You're not the whole ocean. But the water becomes part of it. Well, we're talking about water. We're not talking about a soul. If you let go of who and what you are, you become part of a mass consciousness if that's what you choose to do. But, sadly, mass consciousness is so evil. Nothing beneficial comes out of it. Nothing beneficial can get created from it. If you want to know something that you might not but I'm going to tell you this anyway, if you're willing to listen. They call it the Council of Nine for a reason. There's nine beings. You're not God. You're allowed by God to create and control the lower dimensions. Keep an eye on it. Keep it structured. Because if there's no structure, the world wouldn't survive. Universes wouldn't survive. Any races that come would destroy everything, and everything would be gone. But when things get out of hand, Spirit steps in. It's not like, oh, could you come in and save this planet? No, Spirit knows when it's going to be saved. It gives us every possible chance to change it. But if you're not smart enough, well, I talked about Mother Teresa once before. I got different viewpoints. A good friend of mine says he has his reasoning, who and what she was. I would say it's partially true that she was a watcher and took it back. All right, to Spirit and say, hey, but they could see what's happening down here. Why do you think angels aren't walking the planet? Why are deities not walking the planet? Why are everything other than aliens walking the planet with us? You know, the old saying, you can tell them once, you can tell them twice, you can tell them 3 times, but when it has to go over that, it's like, why tell them at all anymore? Well, we were told how to live, how to become and do and all these little things. But do we listen? No, they rather listen to this UFO person talking about, well, they were on a ship and they had giant steaks for dinner, and then they were taken into this world where all these beings were bowing down to them and saying, thank you for coming. Really? No. It's so sad, the stories. I mean, I'm not a storyteller. I mean, I could try to use a story to describe an event, but it's a physical story that's really happening. Not out of my dream world where I'm going to place this on your consciousness and say, well, this is what it could be. No. I only talk about what it is and what it is not. So people say I'm evil, I'm bad, I'm this. I'm a good friend of mine, a real religious person, came down on me really heavy. Well, you got to let other people think and feel what they want. They're going to do that no matter what I say. Does it matter? But am I going to say, yes, you're right? Yeah, it's a buffet meal when you go on a spaceship. You don't know who you're eating up there. But we have this ability to say whatever we want and believe whatever we want. But when you try to get other people to believe it, you're responsible to yourself at that point, and you're responsible to God. What you try to program other people to believe. Because the spiritual law on the next realm is the law of non-interference, which is not true here. Aliens come here and do what they want. It's not like, well, they didn't get asked. Did they get asked to abduct anybody? Of course not. So it's an invasion of our space, which the presidents knew in the 50s. Do you need proof? Do you want it? Oh, well, I want to prove. As long as you want all that proof, and you didn't even prove to yourself that you're a soul, and what that means to God, you're not going to get any proof of anything else that's going to be important in your lifetime. I mean, I'm writing a book, it's just about done, How to See a UFO. But I'm going into the details of why do you want to see a UFO? What is it going to do for you? Is it really going to help you move forward? Forward in what way? So, we got so many things going around us, bothering us, interfering with us, and we don't decide to change the way we think. People tell me, well, you don't want to listen to another idea. If it even sounds vaguely good, I'd listen. But if it's a complete lie and I know it's a lie, why do I have to listen? I mean, I listen to my mother, I listen to my father, I listen to my minister, I listen to all these people. Every one of them had, I won't even say anything bad, but they didn't have the truth. So what are they giving me? twisted program lies. They stopped, interfered in my life many ways. When you're young, you can't stop your parents from interfering in your life. No matter how spiritual you are or where you are, they're going to attack you. Even in the idea that you can't love somebody when you're 2 years old, 4 years old, whatever. I mean, all those kind of things. And the whole thing about when is a child able to have sex? When they're able to have sex. Doesn't that make sense? If you weren't able to have it, you couldn't have it. If you're able to have it, is meant that you're able to have it. So if we go back, and if you even believed in the idea of two people creating the world, how do you turn 2 people into 2 million people? Well, somewhere they all started having sex with each other, young and old. No. Adam and Eve had a child. Who did that child have sex with? If you believe the idea. It's ridiculous anyway, but, and then the sad part, which, you know, when science says DNA says we all came from the black race. Well, Adam and Eve were black, and then we all came from that. But why did the red and yellow get created? And the white race? See, there's no balanced understanding that would understand or relate to white. Or you get dark skin because you're in the sun all the time. No. People live in the deserts and they're not turning black. So all these stupid scenarios they feed us and tell us are lies. Are you ready to let go of the lies? Well, you know, I know in this time frame, people need to hold on to whatever they have. They don't have anything else. So the little bit that they have is important to them. But just imagine if you could just throw that out the window and grab something bigger. Okay, let's go to the big question. Deities and demons. Deities, to me, I call them little gods. They're not like angels. They usually control a realm. But there's some deities that work with certain people. But they're more kind of like we are, attached, locked into a certain pattern, trying to take somebody further. And hold on, let me just dial my phone. If somebody can't find it. Oh, my partner's trying to find her phone and she can't find it. Hold on 1 second. I thought you couldn't find your phone. Once you drive away, it'll be okay. What, can't you find the phone? I just had it ringing. Oh, man. Goodbye, sweetie. Just living life with somebody's complex. And that 100% giving is so hard. But make a commitment to it. It gets a little bit easier here and there. And it becomes super easy. Even though, but there's reasons. The reasons it can, and there's reasons why it can't. So, what is a deity? Somebody that can help you take a step in the direction you're trying to go. A demon will feed you the energy to stay within the realm that's taking you in the wrong direction. The purpose of Lucifer, in its own right, its own belief system, is to keep everybody under it, meaning it plays God. It has the domain over the whole physical world. I mean, priests, rabbis, ministers, and you name it say, oh, I'm this and can't touch me. Oh, really? You know how many people get abducted in a year's time? I have a friend who does abduct not abducted, possessed, sorry. He does about 300